Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing great and you're taking good care of yourselves. Well, today I'm going to do something different. We all want to know how to read things, right? How to understand English and what to focus on while reading or listening to. So, we all have this problem of knowing what all we need to consider while we are reading or listening to any piece of information, or how do we improve our English by listening or reading. Okay, so today I have a solution for you. I'm going to pick up an article which is a very interesting article, and I'm going to explain it line by line or sentence by sentence. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what you need to focus on, what you need to know, and how you need to practice listening and reading. Okay, so on that note, guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm your communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English fluently and confidently. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, guys, and if you want to learn English fluently and confidently free of cost, do subscribe my channel, press the notification icon, like and share my videos, and do write your comments in the comment section. Well, now let's get started with this article. I'll tell you the rules first. I'm going to read the whole article first, or a paragraph of the article first, and then I'm going to take it sentence by sentence and I'm going to tell you what it means. I'm going to break it all up for you. Okay, and I'll talk about the vocabulary, the pronunciation, and the idea of the sentence. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to talk about AI today, artificial intelligence. This is an article on artificial intelligence, and this is from the New York Times, and its heading says, "What's the future of AI?" question mark. What's the future of AI? This is the heading of the newsletter. And later it says, where we are heading tomorrow, next year and beyond. Okay, so it's going to describe everything about what next is there for us in AI. So where it is leading us tomorrow, next year and beyond. Okay, so we are going to talk about, so this article is going to talk about all these things about AI. So I'm going to take the paragraph which says, the heading is AI in the near terms. AI in the near term, which means what are we going to see now or next, right, in AI. So I'm going to read this article first and then I'm going to talk about it. Generative AIs can already answer questions, write poetry, generate computer code, and carry on conversations. As chatbot suggests, they are first being rolled out in conversational formats like ChatGPT and Binge. Okay, so the first paragraph I've already read and now I'm going to explain it to you. So the first sentence is, generative AIs can already answer questions, write poetry, generate computer code, and carry on conversations. Right, so it says that generative AI is what they can do. So it's talking about what they can do. They have already started answering questions, writing poetry. Wow, I didn't know this. Anyways, so writing poetry, generate computer code, and carry on conversations. Of course, we all know ChatGPT. You can have a conversation through ChatGPT. Okay, but it's just that it will not speak directly to you. You have to type it or you have to write it and you have to send it, and the bot will answer. But there are lots of AIs which are available in the market which actually talks to you. Right, I have given such examples also in many of my sessions. So there are lots of bots or chatbots or AIs which actually speak to you in English. You can hear them, you can listen to their voices. Okay, so this is what has already done. So these things are already done in the AI field. Now if you focus on the words or vocabulary, you can find the word which is already. Already means which is there. So already means it's already done or it's done. So AI has this feature of answering questions, writing poetry, and generating computer codes and carry on conversations. So already means it is done. Okay. Next is generate. Generate means to produce or create. Okay. So it can create computer codes also. when humans used to do this, right? Software engineers used to write codes. Now generative AIs can write codes, right? So that is what it is. Say generate means to create or to produce. Okay, so these are the two words. And as you have seen, then there is comma also. So I have taken a small pause when I have spoken after the comma. Like generative AIs can already answer questions, write poetry, generate computer code, and carry on conversations. Full stop. You have to pause. Okay, next sentence is, as chatbot suggests, comma, they are first being rolled out in conversational formats like ChatGPT and Binge. Okay, so this sentence says, so chatbots have been rolled out in the formats of ChatGPT and Binge. Okay, wherein you can ask your query, you can just write your query and you'll get answer through the chatbots. Okay, so chatbots are something which is there, which is a feature with whom you can talk or ask your query and they'll reply to you. Okay, so that is in the form of ChatGPT. They have already rolled out, which I have also used. I have spoken about ChatGPT in some of my sessions also, and I have spoken about how you can use to practice English speaking and correcting your grammar also with ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a very important tool, guys. Go and check it out at least. It is very interesting and it is really helpful. Okay, so you can write essays, you can write paragraphs, and you can ask ChatGPT to correct your grammar there. You can ask ChatGPT, how can you talk about something? It will give you clues, it will give you sentences, it will help you out. Start using that. So that is what it is said here, that Binge and ChatGPT are something which is already rolled out, which is in the form of chatbots. Okay, where you can chat with the bots or the robots. Bots are the short form of robots. So you can chat with robots there. Now coming to the vocabulary. Suggest means put forward for consideration, means to consider. Now this next interesting thing which is called rolled out. Now rolled out is a phrase or a phrasal verb which means to make a new product, service or system available for the first time. Okay, so to make a product, service or system available for the first time, which is called rolled out. Okay, the government has rolled out a new tax regime, or the school has rolled out a new syllabus or new rules. So anything we can say. So for the first time when something is drafted or something is made and it is given out for the first time, it is called rolled out. So that this is very interesting phrasal verbs which we need to remember. Okay, now what does conversational formats means? Conversational formats means, format means the way, right, it is set out or the way it is drafted, right, or the way it is made. So conversational format means in a way that it can have a conversation or you can speak to it, to the AI, right? They will talk to you, right? So they have a talking format. They will speak to you or they will talk to you. That is the format. Okay, so this is what it means. So I have read it very clearly. You can repeat with me how I read sentences, right? You can focus on the vocabulary, you can focus on the pronunciation, you can focus on where to pause and how to end the sentence. And then you can start thinking about what it means, what every sentence means, what is the idea behind every single sentence. That is very important, guys. So you have to focus on all these things to understand English and to speak English well. Okay, and you have to focus on the sentence construction as well. Coming to the next paragraph, which says, but that's not going to last long. Microsoft and Google have already announced plans to incorporate these AI technologies into their products. You will be able to use them to write a rough draft of an email, automatically summarize a meeting, and pull off many other cool tricks. Interesting, right? Well, let's take the first sentence. But that's not going to last long. So whatever is said before, like, the chat GPT, about the chatbots, generative AI is used to answer questions and write poetry and generate computer code and have a conversation, carry on conversation, but that is not the only thing they can do, and that will not last for long. So what else they are going to incorporate in it? We are going to know now. Microsoft and Google have already announced plans to incorporate these AI technologies into their products. Now what next they are going to do is they are going to incorporate these technologies into their products to take it to the next level. This is what their plans are. Again, next sentence. You will be able to use them to write a rough draft of an email, automatically summarize a meeting, and pull off many other cool tricks. So the next thing what they're trying to do is you will be able to use them to write emails, which is already there, which they have already started it. So you can already write an email, you can draft an email, a rough draft of an email, you can summarize a meeting and pull off many other cool tricks. Okay, they have started doing that. Of course, you will find it in your mails and in your laptops also. It is incorporated now. That is also rolled out. Okay, now coming to the vocabulary part, what we need to focus on. Incorporate, include. The simple meaning of the word incorporate is to include. So they have included these AI technologies into their products. Next one is draft. Rough draft or draft. Draft is basically an outline or a preliminary version or a rough version of a writing or something which you have written. Okay, so we write emails basically. So what we do is first we write a draft. We write a rough draft and then we finally correct it and then we send it. So that is what this chatbot or generative AI is going to help you with. They'll help you in writing a rough draft. Okay, so draft means a piece of writing which is a preliminary, a basic or a preliminary piece of writing of an email. Summarize, to sum up, to conclude, right? So they can come up with a summary of the meeting. Whatever points have been discussed in the meeting, they will come up with a summary or they will sum it up or they will come up with a brief, right, of what is spoken about in the meeting. Okay, so that it will be easier for you to understand what to recall or to analyze what points were discussed in the meeting. Okay, so that is what summarize is. And pull off. Pull off here means succeed in doing something, right? So this is an idiom which is used very commonly. Pull off means to succeed in achieving or winning something difficult or anything, right? So that is what pull off means. So here it is talking about a lot of other cool tricks also which has come up through generative AI which they have pulled off. They have succeeded in achieving, okay, or rolling out. So this is what these sentences mean. So we have discussed about how we can read each sentences, how we can we have spoken about the vocabulary which is used, we have spoken about what each sentences mean, and the last thing what we can do is we have to summarize what we have read. Okay, I have read 2 paragraphs and I'm going to summarize it in my own words. Guys, put in practice. Do this, follow all these steps. First is read properly, pronounce each word well. Second, third is vocabulary, pay attention to vocabulary, get its meaning, understand it. Fourth one is get the idea of the sentence. Read each sentences and get the idea what it means. And the final thing you have to do after all these is you have to summarize the whole thing in your own words, what you have understood with this from this article. Okay, which I'm going to do it right now. So this article has spoken about what AI can do in near term, means recently what all things we can see about generative AI. So what we have done, so what generative AI has done, they've already started answering questions, writing poetry, generate computer codes and carry on conversations as well with the help of ChatGPT and Binge. Okay, the next thing what they are looking forward to do is Microsoft and Google are incorporating it into their products as well. Microsoft and Google have already started incorporating it into their products as well. And what they are going to do is they will help you in drafting an email, they are going to help you in summarizing the meetings and many more other cool stuffs they have rolled out or pulled off through generative AI. That's it. So whatever you have understood, whatever you've got the idea, you can just speak about it in your own words. It will not take much of your time, guys, but you have to focus on how you are reading, what article you are reading or listening to. If you're listening also is fine, but you have to focus on all these areas. But I would suggest if you can just open your mobile and start reading an article, if not book. Okay, you can start reading an article, take a paragraph and start reading it. Focus on each word, focus on the pronunciation, focus on how the sentence is constructed, what its idea is, what its meaning is, what are the new vocabularies which are used which you don't know. Okay, and then finally you can summarize it. Start using this 5-step method of reading practice. It will be much helpful for you to understand the language well, understand the sentence construction, understand the vocabulary and the pronunciation, and ultimately you will be able to understand English in a better way, which will help you to speak in a better way, right? So take care of all these things and you will see the difference. Well guys, that's a wrap for today. I'll see you in my next session. Until then, keep learning, keep watching, keep practicing and keep exploring. See you. Bye-bye.